So now that those are reasonably moist, I'm just going to use my thumbs just to prise these roots apart, and then we'll separate them into separate little tomato plants and pop them into their own individual plots for them to gradually grow on. That's my little plants that grew from my half a Piccolo tomato seeds. So there's about 28 in there, I think, from just the one half of the tomato seeds. I've prized gently with my thumbs these two specimens. Look at those nice long roots there. I'm just going to pop those in the pots. Even if you've got loads of these left over, it's worth planting them on, potting them on, because then you can, even if you can't use them, you can probably give them on to somebody who might like to have a tomato plant also to grow on, and give them some free tomatoes. Hurrah, result. Fill this pot up with moist compost, because then if I've got moist compost in it, then what I do is I just use my little dibber, or in this case it's an old pencil or old pen, just pop it in the centre there, and as the compost is quite moist, it'll hold, the compost holds apart, so they've got a nice little hole there to put my little tomato plant into. So let's see what we go. Let's break off, let's gently tease these little roots, these little plants away. So there we are, pull those off like that, try not to break them off too much, and then you can just gently tease those away, just tease those roots away like that. There we go. It's not so good when I haven't got my cameraman anymore, they've all gone back to work now, you see. There we are. So then we're just going to tease those apart. Got a nice long root on there. That's the plant. And then just pull those apart. Once again, nice long roots on those, nice healthy roots. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put those carefully into the little hole I made in my pot. So I'm going to put those in there. I'm going to push them down and down and down into that nice deep hole I made. And I'm going to push right down and through this pink bit, get that as deep as I can. Sometimes you can find it useful just to push them in with a pen or a pencil or something like that. So I'm pushing that right deep down. And so don't be frightened to plant them deep, they'll be better. And I'll press that in tightly around there, because then those little tiny roots will like to be in contact with the compost. I'm just using ordinary bog standard peat-free compost here, multi-purpose compost, which is perfectly adequate for these tomato plants. They're generally pretty tough and pretty resilient. So that's one there. I'm just going to put a little bit more compost on the top. There we are. A few more. Give room for a few more rows of roots to grow. But that's it. Doesn't look too bad. I'll show you a couple of these later on, which I potted up a week or two ago. You'll see how quickly they grow on once they're given the opportunity in a nice big pot of their own. So here we've got a selection of our tomatoes. These just starting to regenerate after getting a bit dried out. These are the half a Piccolo tomato, the seeds from half a Piccolo tomato. There's about 27, 28 in there. The other half was in another pot, which I've just put in there just for containment, and there was about 30 in that one. And now I've transplanted these just now, these 9, and these 2 I transplanted into old yoghurt pots probably 2 weeks ago, and they've been in a frost-free warm conservatory, and you can see the difference. So those are really look like proper tomato plants. So they've come on all that way in a relatively short space of time. This greenhouse is fairly cold because it's not heated, so hopefully it'll be frost free enough for them, but at least hopefully they can just gradually go on and grow into nice strong healthy plants. the tomato plants, these pots I've put in a conventional plots with the holes in the bottom in the conventional way for pots. You see those. Put them onto this pea gravel in these trays. And then the beauty of that is I can water the pea gravel, and then the plant pots will take up whatever water they want. These two here are slightly different because they're planted in yogurt pots, which I put little holes in about, I don't know, 4 mil up, 4 or 5 mil up, and basically have to water these from the top, and then any excess water comes out through the side holes, but it doesn't seem to have hindered their growth, does it? But as I say, you've got to water them from the top, and that's why they're in these dishes. So we were on a table in the house, and I didn't want the water sort of overflowing over the table. So just going to give those a bit. Excuse my little hat and my little head. So just going to give those a bit of water from the top. Here we are. And then as I put quite a lot of water in there, you can see that the water comes out through those little drainage holes that I put in, and that's the amount of water that's come out, so we can throw that away. And I just sit there quite happily. Once again, the excess water has now gone into there, so there's enough in there now. And that little reservoir at the bottom becomes a little reservoir for feeding the plant with the appropriate amount of water. There we go. They look pretty strong at the moment.